Hello students. In our previous session, we had discussed about two types of animal tissues that are epithelial tissue and connective tissue. Today we will talk about other two types of animal tissues, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. First is muscular tissue. 40% of our body weight is made up of muscle tissue. So what are the characteristics of muscular tissue? It is contractile tissue as it can contract and relax. It consists of long cylindrical cells called muscle cells or muscle fibers. These are usually arranged in bundles or layers which are surrounded by connective tissue. They have the special ability to contract and relax. By that, they help in the movement of our body parts. This tissue is highly supplied with blood vessels. Muscle tissue also contains contractile proteins like actin and myosin. Next is the types of muscle tissue. According to structure, function and location, it is of three types: striated or skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, cardiac muscles. First is skeletal muscle. It is also known as voluntary muscle or striated muscle. These muscles attach to our bones and allow our skeleton to move. That's why it is known as skeletal muscle. If you see the diagram of the skeletal muscle tissue, you can see that they are long, cylindrical and non-tapering at the ends. What is the meaning of non-tapering? That means they are not narrowing at their ends. The muscle fibers do not branch and run parallel to each other. You can see they are all parallel to each other. Each fiber is multinucleated. Here you can see that more than one nucleus is present in each fiber, and nucleus is located near periphery or the side of the cell. In each fiber there are alternate dark and light bands. You can see here this is dark band, next one is light band. So light and dark bands are present in a transverse way. This is called striations. And as these striations are present in this muscle tissue, this is also known as striated muscle tissue. These muscles are present mainly in body parts which can be moved by our conscious will, like limbs, face, neck, tongue, etc. Its main function is to attach the bones, so it helps in movement. Next is smooth muscle. It is also known as unstriated or involuntary muscles. These are mainly unbranched spindle-shaped muscle cells and they don't have any striations. You can see in the diagram that they are unbranched, no branches are there. Spindle-shaped means they are narrowing at their ends, means they are tapering or narrowing. The muscle fibers are uninucleated. That means you can see here a single centrally located nucleus is present. They are mainly found in different organs like stomach, esophagus, blood vessels, intestinal wall, etc. Now, the functions of smooth muscle tissue. They are involuntary so that they can't be contracted or expanded by our will. It is present in the wall of gastrointestinal tract, which help in peristaltic movement. Now, what is peristaltic movement? It is the wave-like motion of the wall of gastrointestinal tract which helps to push the food downward. Next is cardiac muscle tissue. They are mainly found in the heart wall or myocardium. They are involuntary, striated, branched, and non-fatigued muscles. It mainly helps in the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart. In the diagram you can see that the muscle fibers are branches are there. Striated light and dark bands are present in transverse way. Involuntary, it can't be moved by our conscious will, and they are also non-tapering, means not narrowing at their ends. Intercalated discs are present here. These all are intercalated discs. These are the structure that connect the branches of cardiac muscle cells with one another. Intercalated disc allows ions to pass freely from cell to cell. Now, what is the function of cardiac muscle? It contracts and relaxes without rest. Contraction and relaxation of cardiac muscle cause pumping of heart. Now we will proceed to the muscular tissue functions. First function, it helps in body movements. Body movements require skeletal muscles, bones and joints to work together. Next is body stability, which requires skeletal muscle contractions to help maintain body positions. Then storing and moving substances within the body, that requires both smooth and cardiac muscle. And last is heat production. That is a byproduct of friction caused by muscle tissue contracting, especially skeletal muscles. Next, we will proceed to the nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is mainly found in the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. It is responsible for controlling and coordinating different body functions. Nervous tissue consists of mainly two parts. One is neurons, second one is glial cells or neuroglial cells. So first is neuron. The structural and functional unit of nervous tissue is neuron or nerve cell that transmits messages in our body. A neuron is made up of three parts: cyton or cell body, dendrites, and axon or nerve fiber. First is cyton. Here you can see this is the cyton or cell body. These are the small projections coming out from the cyton. They are known as dendrons or dendrites. This is the long process coming out from the cyton, that is known as axon. Cyton or cell body contains nucleus and other specialized organelles. Cyton mainly carries the basic life processes or general functions of the neurons. Dendrons are the short processes coming out from the cyton, which again branching to form dendrites. It mainly receives the impulses and carries to the cell body. Next is axon. It is a long cylindrical fiber that extends from the cyton. Axon joins at a junction with the cell body. This junction is known as axon hillock. So what is the function of axon? It transfers the signals to other cells and organs. Next is neuroglial cell. In the diagram you can see that side by side of the neuron, these are the neuroglial cells. Actually, nervous tissue contains neuroglial cells that do not transmit impulses, but instead support the activities of neurons. These are known as helper cells. They support the neuron. More glial cells are present in the nervous tissue than neurons. They involved in the nutrition and maintenance of the nerve cells. Next is functions of the nervous tissue. Neurons receive impulses, get stimulated and transmit the impulses from one part of the body to other. It controls all body functions. Nervous tissue coordinates the all body activities and it stimulates muscle contraction, creates an awareness of environment and plays a major role in emotions, memory and reasoning. So by that, we are ending the chapter tissue. In our next session, we will discuss the next chapter. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.